Hello and welcome back. I'm Miss Bird. I am so glad you're here today. We have an exciting lesson for today. But first, we have to get up and get moving, getting our bodies ready for learning. So stand up. We're going to sing If You're Happy and You Know It. Are you ready to sing with me? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, pat your head. If you're happy and you know it, pat your head. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, pat your head. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Awesome job, friends. Were you up doing those movements with me? I hope you were. We are going to get ready for our reading corner. Come on over and join me. Hello, friends, and welcome to our reading corner. We have a great book today. How many of y'all ever wished for the perfect pet? Well, our story today, we're going to find out who gets the perfect pet. So let's jump into our book, and then we have a fun activity we're going to do after we read our story. Are you ready? The perfect pet. Elizabeth really wanted a pet. Her parents really did not. They gave her a plant instead. Could you imagine asking for a pet and you get a plant instead? Mind you, it was a very good-looking plant, as cactus plants go. And it had quite a prickly sense of humor. Elizabeth named it Carolyn, which seemed to suit it just fine. It was absolutely no trouble, and it was a very good listener. Snuggling was a bit of a challenge. However, Elizabeth managed a quick hug now and then. Elizabeth really did like the plant, but she still really wanted a pet, and she had a plan. The element of surprise. So how about a horse? Huh? What? Who? Said father. Who? What? Huh? Said mother. So she's trying to get a horse. I could ride it, give it carrots, lumps of sugar. A horse would be the perfect pet. What do you say? Father yawned. A horse is too big. Mother sighed. Our yard is too small. Why, it would eat us out of house and home, said Father. A horse is not quite perfect, dear, said Mother, going back to sleep. Not quite perfect, said Father sleepily. Scratch the horse. Now she's gonna catch them off guard. What about a dog? Huh? What? Who? Said father as he stood in front of the mirror shaving. Who? What? Huh? Said mother, peeking from behind the shower curtain and dripping soapy wet water. I could take it for walks, teach it tricks, feed it treats, play fetch. A dog would be the perfect pet. What do you think? Father spit shaving cream. Dogs bark. They're much too loud. Mother grabbed a towel. They jump all over the furniture. A dog is not quite perfect, Elizabeth said father as he shaved. Not quite perfect, called mother from the shower. Forget Fido. Oh, I wonder what she's gonna do now. The full stomach. You know what would hit the spot right about now? Asked Elizabeth. I'm thinking a cat. Huh? What? Who? Said father. Who? What? Huh? Said mother. Now she's gonna try and convince them why a cat will be the perfect pet. A cat could lick the plates, curl up in my lap, drink leftover milk, and we'd always know what to do with all that extra string. A cat would be the perfect pet. So how about it? Father picked up the newspaper. Cat scratch. Mother cleared the table. Cat shed all over. A cat is definitely not the perfect pet, said father. Achoo! I'm sneezing already, said mother. Cross off kitty. Go for broke. How about a bird? Bunny, turtle, fish, guinea pig, rat, any, all. Take your pick, said Elizabeth. Her parents looked at each other. Nope, afraid not. Not quite. Too fishy. Don't even go there. What's left? Moaned Elizabeth. Doug. Elizabeth was thinking she would never, ever find the really, really, really perfect pet when, what do you know, she really, really did. In fact, she almost stepped on it. Right there on a rug, a bug. Elizabeth picked him up. She held him in her hand, looked him in the eyes. He wasn't too big. He most definitely was not too loud. He couldn't jump on the furniture, didn't scratch, didn't shed. And how much food could he possibly eat? He was the perfect pet. Carolyn totally agreed. Doug moved right into the lovely house in the corner of Elizabeth's room. It had everything a bug could possibly want and more, including his very own cactus plant. As Carolyn was only a hop, skip, and jump away, he truly enjoyed sunning himself in her sand. Of course, Elizabeth provided him with enough crumbs to satisfy any growing bug's appetite. As expected, their relationship was a tad different than the usual. Doug could not give Elizabeth a pony ride. She could not take him for a walk. He could not catch a ball or fetch. no matter how many times they practiced. And try as he might, Doug just couldn't get the hang of playing with string. But he was very helpful with homework. He always knew where to put a decimal or a period. And he loved snuggling up with Elizabeth each night for a story. What more could you ask? He was perfect. With all those crumbs and plenty of sun, Doug grew by leaps and bounds. He was one big healthy bug, and then some. The only trouble really came on Saturday morning, many weeks later. Elizabeth's mother came into her bedroom to get the laundry, and there was a bug in that bed, she screamed. It was Doug. A bug, shouted Father, ready to swat. That's Doug, said Elizabeth very protectively. He's my pet. Her parents looked at each other. Pet? Pet, said Elizabeth, just like you wanted. He's not big like a horse. He isn't loud like a dog. He doesn't jump on furniture, scratch, or shed. And he hardly eats a thing. But a bug? Asked Father. A bug? Repeated Mother. Doug, said Elizabeth, and he's perfect. One big happy family. Think we should have said yes to the dog, whispered Father to Mother. Mother shrugged. I don't know. We have more room on the couch with the bug. Elizabeth smiled and tossed Doug a piece of popcorn. Wow. So Elizabeth went through so much trying to convince her parents about what pet she should get. And she ended up with the perfect pet. All right, so we have an activity we're gonna do next. Come on over and join me. All right, friends, so for our activity today, you're gonna help me name these pictures that are on this paper and tell me the beginning sound. What letter do each one of these pictures begin with? Are you ready to help me? What's this picture a picture of right here? This is a worm. So what sound do we hear at the beginning of worm? Worm. We hear this sound, and this is the letter W. Worm. What about our picture here? What is this a picture of? That's right, turtle. Was this one of the things Elizabeth asked for in the story? It was one of the things she asked for, turtle. Then we have rocks. Rocks. What sound do we hear at the beginning of rocks? R for rocks. What about fish? What sound do we hear at the beginning of the word fish? We hear the F sound for fish. And what is this a picture of? Cat. We hear the K sound, the letter C at the beginning of cat. Very good job. And then you see we have another row here, but we're just gonna focus on this row here. We have worm, turtle, rocks, fish, and cat. So we have the letters W, T, R, F, and C. Awesome job, friends. Thank you so much for helping me sound out these words and telling me the beginning sound of each picture. Awesome job. I hope you had fun. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed our story, The Perfect Pet, and helping me with our activity. So as you can see, Elizabeth had a hard task of trying to convince her parents of what pet would be the perfect pet for her. And what pet did she end up with? A bug. Who would have ever thought that a bug would be the perfect pet for Elizabeth? But she made it the perfect pet that she could. So again, I hope you enjoyed our story, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Kindergarten is great at Kansas City Public Schools.
I know they have really good teachers. I know this is a great school.
They teach them stuff that I thought my kids would never be able to know at the age of 5.
Since deciding to send our kiddos to a neighborhood school, we've become even more of a part of our community.
Now is the time to enroll your future kindergartner for the new school year. Visit enrollkc.org today.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Overish, and I'm so glad you're here to learn with me today. We're going to be talking about the different ecosystems. Do you know what the word ecosystem is? An ecosystem is where different animals and plants live, also where different weather happens, and people who live there. Today we're going to be talking exactly about the Arctic tundra. The Arctic tundra is cold and dry, and it has a lot of snow. We're going to be talking about the animals that live there, some of the plants that you might see, and then if we went on an adventure through the Arctic tundra, what would we need to bring with us? Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first read a poem about the Arctic. Our poem's going to talk about some of the animals that we might see when we are in the Arctic tundra. Our poem starts, polar bears look snowy white. Arctic hares hop out of sight. Sweet harp seals change as they grow. Snowy owls fly high and then low. Do they all stay snug and warm in snow and ice and winter storms? So we have some of our pictures. We have our polar bear, our Arctic hare, a penguin, and this is the seal they talked about. So we're going to talk about a little bit about what our animals look like, what other animals there are that live in the Arctic tundra, and then how they stay warm and snug. We have some pictures here of the Arctic tundra. I want us to start by looking up at these pictures right here. What are some things that you notice about these pictures? I see that it looks like there's not a lot of buildings, right? We don't see any homes or tall apartments. It's just big, wide open space with mountains in the back. I notice in all of our pictures that there's lots of snow and ice. If there's lots of snow and ice, does that mean it's warm or cold? It means it's really cold for all of that snow. When we look at these pictures, let's look over right at these, because these look really different. What are some things that you notice about these pictures? I see some really pretty pink flowers, some yellow flowers, some bushes growing up through the snow, and another plant growing right here. The Arctic tundra has a really short summer. When we think of our summer, we might think of hot and really sunny. In the Arctic tundra, their summer doesn't get very warm, but it gets warm enough for some of these plants to be able to grow. Let's look now down at some of the animals that we might see when we are in the Arctic tundra. I remember seeing the polar bear on our poem and listening to what the polar bear and how it's snowy white. Did you know that polar bears are that really bright white color so that they can camouflage into the snow and the ice to keep them protected from other animals? We also see some penguins, a little baby seal, and then this animal. Does anybody know what this animal is called? It was also on our picture of our poem right here. This is called a narwhal. A narwhal is kind of like a small whale, but it has this big pokey thing, like a horn coming right out of its head. It's pretty crazy. They use this big pokey horn to be able to break through the ice. Lastly, we can look at some of the pictures of some of the weather that we might have in the Arctic tundra and what people might need to survive if they lived in the Arctic tundra. What are some things you notice about some of these pictures? I see that it looks like it's snowing in both of these. This picture looks really windy. I can see the snow blowing on the floor. And then when we look at our pictures of what our people are wearing, what do we see that they both have on in both pictures? Looks like they both have on really big coats with a hood that's up over their head. It looks like all of them have on some type of mask to protect their face from the wind and the cold. I see that all of them have on really big boots, and all of them have on really thick pants. So they are very prepared to be out in the very cold and windy Arctic. We are gonna make a list of some of the things that we might need if we went on an adventure in the Arctic. So we can kind of relate to what happens in the Arctic because it does snow where we are. But the Arctic snows a lot more and for a lot longer. So what's one of the first things that you would want to bring if you went on an adventure in the Arctic tundra? I would definitely start with a big coat. So I'm gonna bring this down and make it long because I want my coat to come down over my legs. And I'm gonna draw some squigglies right here at the head to show that maybe I would want some type of fur around the top of my coat. I noticed that they have some fur around their coat, and so do the gentleman down here. What are some other things that you might want on an adventure in the Arctic tundra? You definitely want some big snow pants. These snow pants can keep our legs safe because of their thickness, and then also keep you warm. You might also want some really big boots. And these boots might also have some fur on them to keep you warm. What are some other things that you might want if you were going on an adventure through the Arctic tundra? We talked about seeing that a lot of them have something covering their face. So you might wear some type of mask or big scarf to go over your face to protect your face, your nose, your mouth from the wind and the cold. What are some other things you might want? To be able to get around, maybe we want to have a sled. We might also want to bring a camera with us. So that we can snap a photo of maybe a polar bear or a penguin, or if we're lucky, a narwhal. Can you think of anything else that you might want to bring on an adventure to the Arctic tundra? Today we talked all about the Arctic tundra. Some of the animals that we might see there, like a polar bear or a penguin. We talked about the different weather that happens there, that they have a really short summer and then a really long winter. We also talked about some of the things that we might need if we ever went to the Arctic tundra. Definitely a big coat. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Wendell Phillips Elementary School. I am the proud principal here at Wendell Phillips. My name is Takesha Brown, where we are the Tigers. Here, our learners are respectful, responsible, and safe. Come along with us and let's go take a look in some classrooms. Within those classrooms, you'll see some hands-on instruction. Students are engaged in hands-on activities. You'll see small groups, students working with manipulatives in math, real-world activities, real-world problems dealing with math. You'll see our students reading independently. We have students engaged in project-based learning. You'll see a lot of great things within our classrooms. Come along.
At Wendell Phillips Elementary School, we serve students pre-K through 6th grade. Our mission is to ensure each student reaches his or her fullest potential as a learner, a leader, and most importantly, as a community member. Our goal is simple: teach the whole child by providing them with the tools and skills that will aid them in working toward their own success. Through a partnership with Operation Breakthrough, we offer free pre-K seats to families within the Wendell Phillips school boundaries. This partnership allows us to provide a quality early learning education that will help prepare young students for success in kindergarten. As soon as students start kindergarten, we focus on literacy. We believe to be successful in any space, students must have strong reading and writing skills. We partner with organizations such as Lead to Read and Patrick Mahomes and Mahomes Foundation. Teachers in each grade level partner together to help students within their grade grow to the next level. Through small groups, students who are on similar levels work jointly to master a learning target and move on to the next. From those who are a little behind to those students who are ahead, these small groups promote confidence and mastery for all of our students. Our school is unlike many in the city. We offer a full range of autism-specific classrooms. From kindergarten through 6th grade, we have a full staff of trained specialists who help our students thrive in a structured setting. Our teachers understand the importance of providing social skill instruction and setting realistic goals and timetables for student success. Along with classes like music, art, and PE, we offer iSpark or STEAM to each of our grade levels. Students have access to interactive tools to open a world of science, technology, and math using hands-on curriculum. As students grow into older grades, we offer a variety of activities and clubs to encourage their interests. We host a yearly spelling bee for students in 3rd grade through 6th grade. Our National Elementary Honor Society program recognizes students for their outstanding academic achievement. We also offer chess club, art, gardening, sewing, technology, and band. We also focus on positive behavior. In partnership with Church of the Resurrection, students who do well in the classroom earn Tiger Bucks to shop at the Tiger store. Once a month, students can take their earned Tiger Bucks and visit the school store to purchase a variety of goodies. The items in the store, as well as the volunteers, are provided by the church. At Wendell Phillips, we believe each student is special. Our administrative team and staff work tirelessly to support our families. We strongly believe that it takes a village to raise a child. Therefore, we are committed to collaborating with all to meet the needs of our students and their families.
Thank you for visiting Wendell Phillips today. I'm hopeful that you will come back and visit us again. If you are interested in scheduling a tour, please call 816-418-3906 and speak with Mrs. Nolan, the secretary. She will gladly schedule an appointment for you. Again, thank you so much for visiting Wendell Phillips, home of the Tigers! Yes!
Hey Kansas City, here's your breakfast burritos with pico bandata. What about that? Hey Kansas City, it's Chef Tom at the Cardinal Cafe, downtown Kansas City, part of the Kansas City, Missouri School District. How you doing today? Hey, we got something pretty cool we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna work on some breakfast burritos. Okay, I love a breakfast burrito, and the more stuff in it for me, the better. Today we've got some sausage. We're using turkey sausage today. Anymore, there's a lot of people that don't eat pork sausage, and when we're doing this for a lot of people, we need to be as user-friendly as we can be, so we're gonna go with the turkey sausage. We've made some amazing fried potatoes that we're gonna put in there. We've got our eggs, some cheddar cheese, we've got some nice big flour tortillas, and over here we got some pico bandata. All right, now, we've talked about pico bandata in past episodes, but I think it's worth mentioning again. The pico bandata is the 3 colors of the Mexican flag: red, white, green. Okay, so we have red, which is our tomatoes, white, which is our onion, and green, which is our cilantro. We also have lime, we have garlic, salt, pepper, cumin. Okay, any way that you want to make pico, you can make pico de gallo, and that can be whatever you want, but pico bandata has to be red, white, and green. Okay, it's kind of like getting feta cheese from Greece. Feta is only found in Greece, and it's copyrighted because it's a white briny cheese from Greece. Every other white briny cheese like that that crumbles cannot be called feta unless it's from Greece. So that's why our pico bandata is pico bandata, 3 colors of the Mexican flag. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fire up our skillet, because very honestly, when we make these breakfast burritos, we're gonna make basically a nice big scramblet. We're gonna put our eggs and our potatoes and our sausage in our pan, and as it's getting hot, we're gonna cook up those eggs, and what's gonna happen is we're gonna make 2 of these, okay? Because we always make 2. And once we get our ingredients done for our first burrito, then we're gonna move over here to the stove, and we're gonna show you how we work with these beautiful flour tortillas, because if we try to roll a burrito just like this is, we're gonna wind up tearing the tortilla. So we'll get to that in just a second. Right now, we're gonna start with a little bit of butter in our pan. And you can see, I know we touched on these induction burners last week, but this pan gets hot so fast, it's unbelievable. You can see already that our butter is getting hot. That beep beep, when you take the pan off of that burner shuts off, okay? So there's a very light chance of ever getting burned by an induction burner unless you're up here in the pan. Underneath, you're fine. So we're gonna start by getting some of this nice turkey sausage in our pan. Okay? We're gonna take our spatula. This is a heat-treated, red-handled, white blade spatula. Because it's heat-treated, it can go into the hot pan. And what's funny is this pan has been on for less than a minute, and you can hear our sausage starting to sizzle in there. Okay? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shake some potatoes in. A lot of people like their potatoes on the side, but I used to work with a guy out at Overland Park Regional Hospital. He worked my grill. And this guy, every Friday, he did breakfast burritos. Homemade salsa. I mean, this guy was really great on the grill. And the first time I had one, it had potatoes in it. I was like, Roberto, what's up? He's like, oh, that's when it's best. So I gotta tell you, I've had potatoes in my omelets ever since, and I love it. Okay, our potatoes and our sausage are getting hot in there. We're gonna go ahead and crank up the heat a little bit on this guy, because we're gonna get ready to put our eggs in. And when I say we're making a scramblet, we're just kind of making some scrambled eggs with stuff in it. Okay, if we were making a true omelet, we go ahead and fold it like an omelet, and we may do that anyway, just, well, because I like to show off a little. So, everything in here is nice and hot, right? Let's get half this amount of eggs in, because I've got 6 eggs in my container. So we'll use 3 eggs on each omelet. And right now, these eggs are going to begin to cook just as quick as you can imagine. But we've got everything in there except our cheese for this amazing, amazing burrito. But you know what I like in my burrito? I like pico right in my burrito, okay? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna have it on the side, but guess what? I like it right in there. I'm gonna put that right in there. So you can see, if you look at the edges of our pan, that our egg is starting to turn white in there, and that means it's cooking, okay? Yeah. See us moving it around? You can see the bottom of this egg is done already. Okay? We're just gonna take it, we're gonna flip it a little bit. There we go. Get that to that side. So you can see that the filling for omelet number 1 is just about ready already. And you can also see that this is going to be a nice big full omelet. I'm sorry, burrito. Okay, we're going to shut off this heat real quick. Take this guy off, just shake him up a little. There we go. We're going to get some cheese right up in there, okay? Because who does not love nice cheddar cheese in their eggs? Now, here we go. Here's the thing, you guys. Our eggs are ready to go. we need to get a tortilla ready, right? So what's gonna happen is we're gonna take this tortilla and we're gonna start the fire on the stove and we're gonna warm this tortilla up right on the fire, okay? Let's go over and see what happens here. First off, we're just gonna get our fire going. And it is fire, so yes, it's hot. We're gonna turn it down just a little. And we're gonna get this tortilla and we're gonna put them on halfway, just like that. The thing is, you don't want to let it sit too long halfway on, okay? Because if you let it sit too long, you're gonna wind up actually burning up your tortilla. I don't mind if it gets a little tiny bit brown here and there, but I don't want it to burn. Like here on the edges, you can see we're getting a little brown. That's okay. Oh man, it smells good. And honestly, I love cooking in this kitchen because everything smells so good when we're doing it. We're gonna give that just like one more little second. That's maybe one more second yet. We're gonna kill our heat. We're gonna come back to the board. Whoo, is that hot? Okay, we're gonna get this eggs onto our burrito. Now, me personally, I think that's a great plenty. I'm just gonna take the rest and scoot it over here. Set this guy back on the heat. Now when we roll a burrito, we're gonna get this baby just like this in our hands, and we're gonna turn the inside, and we're gonna pull these little wings in, just like that. And we're gonna go just like that, okay? We're gonna set this guy over here on this plate just to relax. And we're gonna get this second one going real quick, okay? Turn on our heat, get our butter. Okay? And now you can bet this pan is still holding a little bit of its heat. So with the induction burner, it's gonna get hotter quicker. We can go ahead with this turkey sausage. Yeah. You see a funny thing. This tortilla laying over the burrito is actually holding the heat in. You know, here's the thing, when you're doing a live shot on TV, you gotta use whatever tricks you know to kind of make it happen. That's one of my favorites. Okay, our sausage is starting to sizzle. Let's get our potatoes in. Okay, we're just gonna scrape this out. Get every one of those delicious little potatoes in there. This time though, I'm gonna throw my pico bandera in before my eggs, because what I'd like to happen here is I want to go ahead and mix some of that flavor in with everything else that's in there already, okay? And really it doesn't matter one way or the other, which way you do it. This is just the way I like doing it. Oh man, that's amazing. You can't even believe how good that smells. So we're going back to 3 eggs just like we had before. We're gonna pour that right in here. And you know from every single time that we've gone ahead and done this, that when we started, we actually cracked our eggs into a separate container and examined them to make sure that we don't have any shells in there, that we've got perfect eggs every single time, okay? You go ahead and we're just gonna start mixing this egg mixture up. Looking delicious as usual. And I have to tell you, tomorrow we're gonna be putting on a breakfast right here in the Cardinal Cafe for some folks, where we're featuring breakfast burritos. My students are gonna be making pancakes, they're gonna be making biscuits and gravy. And it's really an exciting thing because this is the first time that we're opening to an audience this year. Because of the whole COVID thing, we just haven't been able to do that. So, you know, the students are excited, I'm excited, and I'm pretty sure the people that are coming in to eat are excited as well. It's gonna be just like an episode of Hell's Kitchen. Okay, not really. But it is gonna be a lot of fun. All right, so, look at that. Our eggs are done. We're gonna kill the heat and we're gonna throw our cheese in. Yeah, that looks amazing. We're just gonna mix this up a little bit. That's right where we wanna be. Look at that, so good. Okay, we've shut our heat off on this pan, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this other tortilla. And we're gonna do what? That's right, we're gonna get it on the fire. Get our fire up. You always wanna turn your fire down some, okay? I like to go to a medium-high heat when I'm doing this, because the fact of the matter is if I throw this tortilla shell on a really hot fire, I'm gonna burn it up every single time. We don't ever have to be in a hurry, okay? It's not a race. In fact, I'm just gonna turn it down a little more because you can see the center of the burner, that heat's really coming up. It's really cooking. So let's turn it down just a little. We'll throw that guy right on there. Just gonna give it 5-10 seconds. Turn it. You can see right here how it's already getting a little crisp. Oh man, you can smell it. And I don't know if you've ever worked somewhere or eaten somewhere that has fresh tortillas that they're making right there on the line, but it's amazing. I worked at the Ameristar Casino when it first opened, and we had this big tortilla maker. And we had to make the dough, but when we would make the dough, we made these 1-ounce balls. And what would happen is you'd put it in the top of the maker, and the conveyor belt would take it, and the press would press it down, and you'd have all these hot lights that would actually bake the tortilla as it came around, and then it would shoot out the bottom. And I'm certain that we ate as many of them as we made, you know, hate to say that to the casino, but man, we loved them. They were so good. So we're gonna take this other bunch of egg and sausage and potato. We're gonna get it into our tortilla. I mean, that looks amazing in there. We're gonna go ahead and give it a wrap. Remember, we're gonna tuck these wings in every time. Just finish our wrap just like that, okay? Now, we're gonna set this guy over here. And here's the thing. We're ready to set up our plates, right? What do we do to our plate every time we set up a plate? We grab a little tiny bit of garnish. You know what? Today, we have some oranges. It's not huge garnish, but you just want a little color on the plate. Well, we're gonna cut those oranges. What do we have to do first? We always have to sharpen our knife, okay? Now, I know that when I'm sharpening this knife, people are like, well, that's not how you do it. Well, you know what? You can do it this way. But realistically, when I have my steel down on my counter, I have a really nice amount of pressure on my blade as I'm coming across, honing that blade, okay? And that's what's happening is you're honing that blade right now. So, one other thing that we always do is clean our knife right after. Let me grab my towel, I'll be right back. Okay, our blade is good to go. Let's grab an orange, slice that baby open. Now, do we really need 5 slices of orange per plate? No, not really, but I like it. So, I'm gonna take the bottom plate. I'm gonna grab 5 slices. I'm gonna grab this plate. I'm just gonna fan these babies out a little bit. Okay? Really, you do not have to be a perfectionist. You just have to do the best you can. Guess what? There's some of our fresh pico bandera, right? Now, myself, I like to cut a burrito in half, and I'm telling you, I'm hoping for the best. Oh yeah, there it is, look at that. That is what I'm talking about, Kansas City. That is an amazing breakfast burrito. We're just gonna put this on the plate just like that, and then we're gonna set up our second plate. You know what, it makes me so happy right now. I know it sounds silly, but ever since I was a kid, all the time I've been cooking, when I can put out a plate like that, I am thrilled. And really, if your kids come to manual, this is what they're gonna learn. And this is the excitement that they're gonna learn about food. I mean, honest to goodness, we started out with very plain ingredients. And I don't know anybody that wouldn't love that. You know what? You don't have to use turkey sausage. You can use bacon, you can use ham, you can use pork sausage, you can use steak, okay? You can do it a million different ways. But I'm just telling you, if your kids, your children, become students here at Manual, these are the things they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn to take simple, good food and make it into something amazing. And it happens every single day. With my partner, Chef Dan, and I, there's never any question that's not a great question. We love our students to ask questions. One of our favorite questions is, hey, what if? What if we did this? What if we tried that? You know, it's a lot of fun. Tell you what, let's cut this other burrito. Let's get it on a plate. Look at that. It's just happy. You guys, these are breakfast burritos with pico bandera. I'm gonna tell you what, I honestly hope you make this at home. I hope you love it. And if you do, snap a picture of it, send it to me. I'm at tbelisle@kcpublicschools.org. I tell you what, Kansas City, it doesn't get any better than this. Have a great day.
Welcome to Lincoln College Prep Academy Middle School, where we cultivate leaders socially and academically so that they can effectively interact with the global world. We are excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us and enjoy this amazing student experience.
At Lincoln Middle, we serve students in 6th through 8th grade. We are home to challenging programs that yield great results. Our standardized test scores have established Lincoln Middle as a premier middle school on a local, regional, and state level. Our unique learning community values and demonstrates respect for individuals and the educational experience at every level. The team of teachers at Lincoln are dedicated to your child's success. We provide ongoing professional development so our teachers have the support needed to be innovative in the classroom. Core classes are located together by grade to create a synergistic team. Many of our classrooms open into hallways to provide independent and small group study areas, as well as large group presentations. Elective courses are located together to continue to build teamwork between teachers. Plus, our administrative team is located throughout the building in core areas to provide students easy access to advisory and support needs. We offer a range of regular and advanced classes for our students. Our goal is to inspire our students to step outside their comfort zone, to be challenged to learn more than traditional standards. By taking at least one advanced class, students are better prepared for success in high school. World languages are important at Lincoln Middle. Studies have shown that students who learn a second language are more successful in school. We offer French, Spanish, and Mandarin Chinese. We are proud to offer a variety of opportunities in art for our students as well. Our programs include band, orchestra, drawing and painting, ceramics, and sculpture. In fact, a recent painting completed by several of our students is part of the permanent collection at the Nearman Museum. We encourage our students to excel not only in the classroom, but also in extracurricular activities. We believe activities and clubs are an important part of student life and help reveal a student's commitment to making a meaningful contribution beyond their schoolwork. 7th and 8th grade students have access to a full range of athletics throughout the school year, including volleyball, soccer, wrestling, track and field, swim, basketball, flag football, cheerleading, and dance. We also offer a variety of clubs and activities, including student council, yearbook, debate, poetry cafe, Latin X, photography, international club, kindness hearts, and much more. At Lincoln, we go beyond high academic achievements. We are also nurturing extremely capable, creative, and ethical leaders who leave our school ready to positively change the world. Thank you for taking this tour with us.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed your tour. If you would like more information or would like to schedule an individual tour in person, please contact the school office at 418-1500. Thank you.